Morning. My name's Chris, and welcome to Latitude Live. Today we're going to discuss bringing the experience home. Now, specifically, I want to talk to development officers, fundraisers, those of you who are in organizations who are responsible for planning these events which are going to bring in the revenue. Now, we know the problem that we're facing. We're all facing the fact that we have to cancel our major in-person events, those tentpole events that really help to support our organization, support our charities, support the work that we're trying to do. These are the major fundraisers, and up north in the summertime, this is the best time for these events. And for those of you who are a little further south, maybe your major events are planned in the fall or in the winter, but you're just a few months away from having to really pull the plug on these if you haven't already. And one of the problems we're facing is we've already spent a lot of money on these events. It's a major expense. We put a lot of time in developing collateral, hiring folks to design the graphics, or if you're doing it all in-house, using the manpower and the labor hours to develop these pieces for you are really causing problems for us. These events result in us having to circle the wagons and redirect our energy and try and figure out what to do. For not-for-profits who work out with volunteers and rely on that volunteer support, you're facing a dearth of volunteer enthusiasm because they put so much effort and time into planning these larger events, and now everything has to be put on hold. So what do? How do you adjust, and how do you pivot? Well, a lot of the major charities have developed different approaches to programming, virtual approaches. And I'm sure that many of you have either been invited to a Zoom event or participated in some Zoom events. Larger charitable organizations that have a lot of resources have really devoted a lot of effort to developing this sort of virtual programming in order to bring these experiences home so that your contributors can still feel like they're a part of what's going on. Zoom is being used for things like online auctions. Concerts are being used as fundraisers. Most recently, you may have seen a charity event. Stephen Sondheim's birthday concert is a great example where a lot of different performances were recorded on YouTube, were all put together, uploaded, and the entire event was turned into an event to drive funding for an organization called Artists Striving to End Poverty. Sometimes you can do some straight up solicitation. Anybody who watches YouTube, anybody who watches Seth Meyers' monologue, for example, what he does at the end is he makes a straight out pitch to help support City Harvest. So the question as an organization now is, what are you supposed to do? Why should you do this? Well, the Zoom process and a lot of these virtual events have an added benefit of being very convenient and very easy to operate. A lot of these online platforms, depending on which one you choose, they've got a lot of dynamic properties to them which will suit your different individual needs, and they can help you tailor your event depending on how creative you want to be. It can also be an unexpected source of new donors. It creates some new donor channels for you. For example, Eventide Theater in Dennis, Massachusetts recently did an online play reading for the winner of their playwrights competition. And normally the event, when held in person, sees a fair number of people who come, and it generates a decent amount of money. However, one of the exciting bits of that is that by going online, they were able to reach out and connect with dozens, almost hundreds of new people who have never been exposed to this small theater. And as a result, using it as a piece for fundraising and having a donations link in the feed while they were performing the play generated 3 times the amount of revenue for that event that they normally would see. So the opportunities are definitely out there. So the question for you is, how are you going to pivot and create a meaningful experience for your donors? Well, this is where we can come in if this is something you're interested in exploring. New Latitude is an organization that can take your existing ideas, break them down, and help turn them into a new, inventive, and creative approach to fundraising. You can join us on August 4th for our monthly series, Lunch with Latitude, where we'll be meeting with some experts in the field to discuss some of the issues that are plaguing our industry. And we hope that you'll continue to join us as we post these weekly videos and talk about topics that are relevant to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. Again, I'm Chris with New Latitude, and bring your programming to a new latitude.